think parents use things like this. I don't know. Make sure they're not putting their fingers in their noses. Take a look at this 3D camera. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of LJ's Garage. Ignore the sweatiness. I've been hustling to try to film some videos for you guys because I love you guys. And today I've got a 2023 Hyundai Palisade. This one is a limited trim. And what's crazy about it is a fully loaded Palisade is about $48,000, give or take MSRP, market inflation, things like that. But for $50,000, let's call it, you can get one of the best SUVs on the market. It's got 3 rows, and it does luxury things. Lots of luxury things. I love this, and I love the Telluride. And so I'm happy to do the 2023 review and show you guys all the bells and whistles and goodies and things that you guys should expect. If you are on the market and trying to decide between the Palisade Limited and the Calligraphy, I have a video on the Calligraphy. Unfortunately, I don't have one today to film, but stay tuned for more because I will find a Calligraphy 2023 and I'll give you guys an updated review on one of those. But in the meantime, let's talk about specs for the Palisade. Alright, so you get one and only one engine option with the Palisade. That's a 3.8 liter V6. It'll make about 291 horsepower, 262 foot-pounds of torque, right in that ballpark. Along with that is going to be a very smooth, buttery, silky, nice 8-speed automatic transmission and all-wheel drive. So no worries, Hyundai's got you covered. Also not too bad, but worth mentioning, gas mileage is 19 city and about 26 miles per gallon on the highway. You could probably do better than that, I figure. I wouldn't be surprised if this could get about 28. And it's a pretty good sized tank, so it's not, you know, the most expensive thing to fill up in this market. If you are curious though, it's an 18.8 gallon tank, so let's just call it 19 gallon tank. So you can get a pretty good amount of range on a full up. And so, you know, if you got to haul the kids around, take them to ballet, soccer, football, badminton, whatever kids do nowadays practice, this will do just that and more. And if you are someone that can't help but pull things behind your car or truck, this will tow 5,000 pounds. Yeah. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to take you guys on a walk around of the outside, then hop on the inside, show you some of my favorite features and some things worth pointing out. And then I'll give you kind of a quick summary of what it's like to drive the Palisade. I've driven this like 3-4 times now, so I didn't record all of that. There's really not much to talk about. It's not a high performance car, so really I just give you the Cliff Notes version of what it's like. And when I hop out of this thing, I just want you guys to understand that this color is not my favorite, but if you do like the color burgundy, this one is called Sierra Burgundy. It's there for you. All right, so take a look at the Palisade from outside. Like I said, 2023, it's got very nice wheels. It's got this cool burgundy color. Daytime running lights are pretty nice. You've seen them before. It's kind of got this cool blacked out grille that gives it a very futuristic look. I can't say there's any SUV on the market that looks the way that Hyundai's vehicles look nowadays, and the Palisade is no different. It's sharp, it's stunning, and it's got a very cool presence about it. Something that I can't really put into words, but I will say cool daytime running lights, cool headlights, LED, all the goodies, the bells and whistles, you name it, it's probably got it. As far as size goes, like I said, this is a 3-row SUV. You're going to have plenty of space for the whole family. It will seat 7. On the back end of the Palisade, there isn't anything crazy to point out. You do have dual exhaust tips. You do have a nice big cargo area back here, which I will go ahead and open. All right, now go ahead and I will hold this to unlock that cargo area. And while that's doing its thing, take a look at the key. You do have remote start, lock, unlock, all that, pretty self-explanatory. But inside the back of the Palisade, ignore the Hyundai genuine parts. I'm going to scoot this out of the way. Actually, this being here is perfect. It'll show you guys just how much space you have with this 3rd row down. Of course, this is sticking out the back a little bit, so, you know, kind of a perspective. All right, so here's a better view of this left-hand side. Seats down in the 3rd row. Plenty of space. And then while I'm back here, you'll notice that on this side, you're going to have these controls. And this is for your 3rd row and your 2nd row. Your 2nd row, you can do that. Put the seat down. The right side, fold it down. Unfortunately, they don't come back up from back here, so you have to run around and put those up. A little manual labor, but not too bad. And then on this back seats, though, these ones, they do come up automatically. So look at it go. Look at it go. And just like that, it's up. Like I said, $50,000. So now that I'm back here, I've got the 2nd row up. My driver's seat set for me. I'm 5'9", and this is even with the entry mode, so it's pushed the seat back a little bit so I could get out. So give or take as much space as I'd have. I'm going to go ahead and just slide in. And bam, look at that. plenty of room back here for me. I mean, I could sit comfortably, but I got headroom for days. I even got a nice little sunroof back here, which I'll show you guys how to open that in a little bit. But take a look. This is what the Palisade looks like from the back seat perspective. Another sunroof. Two of them. Dos. And for your occupants back here, you do have tri-zone climate control, and they got heated and ventilated seats in the rear, which is crazy. Heated and ventilated seats in the back of a Palisade? Come on now. You got a regular house outlet, regular house outlet and a little 12 volt, so you can make toast on the go. And if that's not enough charging for you, you got one here and another one there. Bam, bam. All right, so let's say that you do want to get into the back of the Palisade pretty easy. There's a button right here. You push that, seat slides forward, and now you have enough room to get in from here, which isn't bad. All right, so now I'm in the third row. Little less headroom, but still they've done a little good job of making this little bump, so I've got plenty of space. And I'll go ahead and I'll put this seat back. All right, so now I've gone ahead. I'm in the third row. You can see I've got plenty of headroom. Hyundai's done a little cool job of making sure there's a nice little bump right here. And then on top of that, vents right here, so I can just have this blowing on me. I don't like being in the third row of any car, but this is actually not bad. And then if you look right over here, I can adjust these fully automatic seats, and they're heated third row seats. Come on now, that's glorious. And if you think that's not that cool, there aren't a lot of third row SUVs with heated seats back here, I'm telling you. And you know, you could jump over and get a Grand Wagoneer if you really want, or a regular Wagoneer if you really are, but trust me, those are going to run you about $80,000 starting price. And if you are looking for one of those, be sure to check out my video on the Grand Wagoneer and the Wagoneer. I've done a Series 1, Series 2. If you are new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button. And if you are unfamiliar with this area, I film a lot of my cars at Jeff Weiler Jeep over here in Springfield, Ohio. So if you are in the area, be sure to stop in, ask for Jordy, let him know LJ sent you, and he'll walk you around. There's Kias, there's Jeep, all of it. They've got it all. So, you know, I like coming here. It's a lot of fun. These guys are cool, and I wouldn't recommend it if I didn't personally like it. But like I said, this seat's set for me, and I've got room back here. So a 6-foot tall person, we're not worried about them. They could fit back here. This one's got the little captain chairs. This armrest, I'm not a huge fan of. They look like they would take a beating and not last very long, but they work. And when you're ready to get out of this, you can either use this little button right here, or just pull this little red tab, and that'll let that seat go forward and you're able to get out. If you've never used these armrests though, something else I want to point out is they go all the way up and all the way down, and they ratchet up to the top. Well, they ratchet up to here, and then they stop. So boom, they're pretty sturdy. I take back what I said. And then if you hadn't had enough yet, let's keep going. You got a sunshade here on this back window, and there's one on that window as well. Pretty nice. Getting into this is really easy. Keyless entry, unlock, lock. I can't get enough of how nice this interior is. Take a look at these seats. Of course, you're going to have memory seat with 2 different settings, one for you and one for them. But you're going to have your electronic parking brake here. You're going to have your traction control, your tow mode button, and then this is how you open your lift gate. Your gauges up front are actually going to be digital, no surprise. And they do offer some level of customization, not a crazy amount, but just enough. And you can skip through the menu, see a little bit of information. I can never talk about this enough, but passenger talk is really cool. So what it does is it uses the front microphone to transmit the audio to the back passengers so they're able to hear what I'm talking about and saying back there. And you can adjust the volume. So you can yell at the kids and say, "Shut up, Timmy. Don't do that. Stop hitting your sister. Hey, don't bite your brother." Pretty much. Take a look at this 3D camera. Wow. I wish they made it burgundy, but that's okay. Then on top of that, you've got quiet mode. So in quiet mode, it does the opposite. So it turns off all the speakers in the back and only plays music up front. Cool thing number whatever we're on. Rear climate, you click on that, and now you're able to adjust the rear climate controls for people back there or kids. And then you can also lock them so the kids can't touch them. Look at that. It even has automatic dehumidifier, auto defog. It's got everything. And then when you're done messing with the rear passengers, you can just go back to front, and now you can adjust everything for the front passengers. It's a little bit overkill, but you have rear climate and then regular climate. So let's say you adjust the rear and you want to adjust the rear for the, you adjust the rear for the rear passengers, and you get done with this and you want to go back to the front passengers, you click here and now you're at front. But let's say you go home and you hit climate, gosh, whoops. You go to climate, and now you want to go back to rear. So it's kind of overkill, but you know, it's nice to have options. And of course, in phone projection, you're going to have Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. Take a look at what your map looks like. Pretty clear, crisp. Most people are going to use the navigation on their phone though, so I can't say that this is going to be used pretty often. You'll notice also over on this right-hand side, you've got the little passenger icons to let you know who's wearing their seatbelt and who's not, so you can kick them. So let's say that you go into your setup. You see where it says button? That's going to be the button on the steering wheel I told you about. So that's this guy with the star, and you can do a couple different things for him. Pre-program whatever you like. And then you can go into vehicle. We'll go to that real quick. This is where you can see your driver assistance options, which it has quite a bit. Driver convenience. Click on that. You got smart cruise control, highway assist, so it'll keep you in your lane. Not self-driving 100%, but it does a lot of the driving for you, and you do have to keep your hands on the wheel. This does have a heads-up display. You can control all that content from here. So if I go over to right there, you guys can kind of see it a little bit right there. And you can adjust a little bit of the information that it shows. But that's really what this has to offer. You can go into your cluster, and let's go to cluster theme. And you see I click cluster B, and now it's changed to this. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So there's a couple different options. You can go in here, you could go to like the third row seat folding, and you can actually fold the third row seats from in here. But like the left seat right here, it's folded, it's unfolded, so we can hit fold, and then, oh no. And then right here, you've got normal physical buttons for a lot of the same things that are up there. Climate controls can all be done manually. And down even further, you got your heated, ventilated seats, heated steering wheel. This is your shifter. And then all your different drive modes for your all-wheel drive system and a center locking differential. All right, and then in the center console, you're gonna have a wireless charging pad, these cup holders, which you can push this, and then bam, bam. Let's go ahead and pop this armrest up inside your center console. Plenty of storage space. Bam. Your glove box is gonna be hidden over here. But otherwise, that's all she wrote. Under here though, you got even more storage. Look at that. That's for purses and stuff, I think. If you're wondering how you open the second sunroof, you just press that. And that thing does its thing. But yeah, it's just a nice little moonroof. You are worried that you don't have the capability to see your kids. If you go for the calligraphy, they do have the rear camera, but this does have this little thing, and it allows you to see what's going on back there. It gives you a little mirror. I think parents use things like this, I don't know, spy on their children or whatever. Make sure they're not putting their fingers in their noses. Like I said, I can't say this enough. I love the Palisade, and I love the price point that it hits. Even over MSRP, this is still a great bargain. The craziest part about it is you're getting a V6 all-wheel drive 3-row SUV and damn near every luxury feature that's hot on the market right now for $50,000. And this is just the limited. Like I said, if you want to check out the calligraphy, it only has a few more things that this does not. And just short of massage seats, I can't name anything that I would want added to this. This is a mom's dream, a dad's dream. It's anyone's dream, really. When it comes to 3-row SUVs that rides well, it's got awesome braking, acceleration is solid, it is a V6, so I'm glad. So whenever you load this up with all your lacrosse sticks and snowboards and skateboards and all sorts of other things and camping equipment, this thing has the power to move it. So you're not going to be hurting for power. The transmission, 8-speed, automatic, beautiful, awesome shifting. And when it comes to athletic SUVs, this feels athletic. It's not sporty. I would just use the word athletic. Gets out of its own way, brakes just fine, cornering just fine, minimal body roll. It's not anything you're going to have any problems driving highway speeds, and it will do everything you need. And not to mention, did I say that it has a 100,000-mile warranty? It does. So without further ado, thank you guys so much for checking out yet another video in LJ's Garage. Be sure to hit that like button, comment button, subscribe button, all that good stuff. And I will see you on the next one. Let me know what you guys think of the Palisade. Peace.